on.
Okay.
All right, thank you for joining us. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 11:03 a.m. We're going to start with the salute to the flag. Please rise. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
to the flag
of the
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Sunshine Law Notice. This is the June 19th, 2024 special meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fairhaven. This meeting is via Zoom only, broadcast from Borough Hall, 748 River Road, Fairhaven, New Jersey, and was called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting was provided to the public, the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, and the Rumson Fairhaven Patch on June 13th, 2024. It has been posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and through the borough's social media platforms, and has remained continuously posted as required under the statute. In addition, copies of the above notices are and have been available to the public and are on file in the office of the municipal clerk. With adequate notice having been given, the borough clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting. Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Council members Cole,
Here.
Tomaselli,
Here.
Tony,
Here.
Koch. You're on mute, Betsy. La Barbera,
Here.
Olson.
Here.
Also have Administrator Casagran, Attorney Mala, Engineer Gordella, and CFO Britton.
And Chris, just I suppose
And
upstairs.
there's Chris York.
Thank you. I want to start off, just say today we're recognizing Juneteenth. It's a day that marks the end of slavery in the United States. It is a celebration of freedom and a reminder of the ongoing pursuit of equality and justice for all. Let us honor this day by reflecting on our history and committing to a future where everyone is truly free. So we are here today to discuss solid waste and recycling collection. It's been a whirlwind of a week with a lot of moving parts. And I want to start off first by thanking everyone that was involved in this process, and then specifically the community. We had 2 open houses that were engaging, collaborative. We learned a lot from our residents. Hopefully they learned a lot as far as the process is concerned from us. And we came out of there with a better understanding, I think, of the challenges for our residents and how we might be able to solve them. With all of that being said, in those meetings, I made a commitment to our residents that yesterday, on Tuesday, I was going to be having a meeting with our state representatives. That meeting did take place, and I would say it was very productive. I want to thank State Senators Vin Gopal and Declan O'Scanlan for their time working with us. And they worked pretty fast. They connected us with DLGS. And this morning already, Teresa had the opportunity to have an equally productive conversation with them. However, they need some time to review the specifics of what's going on with our municipality. Obviously, we're up against a time crunch here in having to make a decision. So we pulled, as Drew would say, we pulled another lever that we think that we can take advantage of. And we also got confirmation from our current trash company, who is the single bidder as well on the new waste contract, that they are indeed willing to go month to month with us, as well as extend out the bidding deadline by 60 days. So by doing that, that will provide DLGS some additional time to review the particulars, of our financials and look at the possibility of granting us some sort of exemption as it relates to our trash and recycling. I heavily support this idea. I'm asking for the support of the council. I think it benefits us in many different ways, including if we do not get the relief that we want. It also would shorten the amount of time if we were to choose option 2, that we would be without a recycling center for our cardboard. With that being said, I don't know if there's anything else, Teresa, that you wanted to add, based on the conversations that we've had in the last 24 hours. Does that cover it?
No, I echo your, praise for the help we're getting from our local officials. And I do think that, DLGS is going to give this a review. I think everyone knows that towns are struggling with the appropriations cap, and I'm not certain whether they're gonna look for individual relief, for the towns, or more global relief for, appropriations caps in general. And I can forward the rest of the governing body the email I provided to, both DLGS and, Senators, O'Scanlan and Gopal. It's just as an FYI, so you can be aware of it.
And I will add one thing that I did not add. So in going month to month, we would be maintaining the exact same services that we have currently. Not the new contract, what we currently have in place until we make our decision. And it would be at the same price point that it was previously. Is that correct, Teresa?
Yes, it'll be at the old rate, and noting that when you do award the bid for 3 or 5 years, it would start, the clock would start ticking as of the date of the award of new service, whatever start date you pick.
Correct.
So
this
let's just say it's September 1st, it'd be 3 years from September 1st. So they would get the full 3 years under the new bid.
correct. With that being said, does anyone on the governing body have any questions before I ask if you all support this approach? Yes.
May I ask a clarification question, please?
Sure.
So firstly, thank you. The state won't approve our budget if we allocate funds that exceed our appropriations cap. And so we're in a really tough spot. And it takes a kind of leadership and advocacy that you and Teresa have been doing, and I'm grateful. Not just for this contract, but for other things the borough may want to do that we're simply handcuffed and unable to because of the appropriations cap. So my only question was, is 60 days an adequate amount of time for the DLGS to do their process and get back to us?
I think it is, and if it's not, I'll forward you the exchange with Suburban. They made it very clear that they're willing to work with us.
All right, that's really great news.
I do have a question.
Sure.
When you talk about we'll maintain the same level of services for the next 60 days, will that include monthly bulk pickup?
I believe so, Teresa, but can you confirm that?
I'll confirm.
That's one thing we will have to confirm, Betsy. But I would yeah, let us get back to you. Personally, I don't think that the answer to that question would change this strategy, but it's a good question.
I agree.
Right.
I'm curious.
Yep.
And I want to make it clear too, when I talked to DLGS, I told them, the percentages for all 3 years for the trash contract. And because, it's not enough just to get some sort of relief in year 1, if you're gonna, be pinched in years 2 and 3.
So I was going to say, thank you to the mayor and the borough administrator for creating this option. It's great news from my perspective. I was going to add that in addition to shortening the time without the recycling center, it will also be 60 days of this summer of twice a week pickup.
Correct, Brian. And I want to say that the mayor did an excellent job yesterday when he spoke with our elected officials. He was very cognizant of the facts, the appropriations cap, our numbers on the bid. He did a very good job.
Just a quick question on that one, Brian. So 60 days from now, we have 2 more garbage pickups. Is that what you're saying?
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, we would have existing service for 60 more days, which is 60 days of this summer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, just to qualify,
Yeah.
right? If let's say July 7th, I'm picking a date out of thin air, we accept 3 or 5 year option, whatever, doesn't matter. The new contract would start on the first of the preceding month.
The next month. So it might
Correct.
not,
So I
be-
don't-
it might not be.
I
60
told
days.
them, Drew, I told them the first or whenever practical, because if you approve it on like the 27th, you might have to make it the first of the following month by the time you get the contract signed and all that stuff.
Sure. I just don't want there to be any confusion that we have 60 days of service that is as is, right? We have up to 60 days.
Okay,
And when the bid is awarded, right? And so to what Teresa just said, the new contract would kick in on the first of the following month or when practical and T 100%. Yeah, if it was
okay.
approved on 27 July, we're not going to implement it on 1 August. That doesn't make sense. But I
Got
don't
it.
want the message to be that we're extending the current contract 60 days. That's not.
And just so you know, the 60 days, the bid should have been awarded on July 19th. That's 60 days from the opening. It's actually the 21st, but that's a Sunday, so it's the 19th. And so the 60 days would be August 19th, September 19th, beyond the original 60 days.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm cautiously optimistic that we get the full relief that we're seeking, and it's not just 60 days of 2 day. I'm not making any decisions for the rest of you, but that's my hope, is that it's 2 day a week pickup for the next 3 to 5 years. So that's what we're hopeful for at this moment. I don't see on the special meeting agenda that we put a spot for public comment, but I think maybe we should, just in case, before I ask for everyone's official support here. Allison, is there anyone?
Josh, real quick, Mr. Mayor,
Sure.
Councilwoman DiMaselli has her hand raised
Oh, I'm
on
sorry.
Zoom.
Sorry.
I was just gonna
That's
point that
okay.
out.
I just have a quick question. It's not really a question, but I heard some scuttlebutt that we are looking at other opportunities. I mean, I guess this changes now with this new information, which also thank you for doing this. I think it does put us in a lot better position to make decisions, which is awesome. But there was talk about maybe having like our DPW do a second pickup. I'm guessing the discussion's changing now that we may have some other options.
Yeah.
But can you speak to that a little bit?
There's a lot of different options that we've considered, a lot. And what I would say to you is almost all of them are disadvantageous to us. So, I think I'd like to lead with strength here and focus on, where we're heading. And if for some reason we have to head in another direction and deal with a really unconventional service to our residents, we'll discuss that at that time, Michael. But great question.
And I did make it clear to DLGS that the borough would be able to come in under the levy cap and still award this contract. Our issue is not the price increase or the tax increase to our residents, it's the actual appropriations cap. And we discussed other areas where the appropriations cap is tying our hands. And they're well aware of it. That's an antiquated law that was passed many years ago, and it's no surprise to them down there that the towns are struggling.
And Teresa, if I could just double click on that for a minute, and Josh and Brian, I just want to echo this because it was a key theme at the open house, right? Fairhaven doesn't have a spending problem, right? We are fiscally responsible. We have great reserve, right? We have the appropriation cap, right? Issue, right? That budgeting issue. So yeah, I appreciate you just hitting that. I just want to echo that because it was a big educational point for the public in the open houses to learn that.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm going to ask for public comment. Please state your name and address for the record. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Allison, is there anyone with a public comment?
We have 8 attendees, no hands up.
Okay, with that being said, do I have a motion to confirm with our existing trash and recycling company to move services to month until we get additional information from DLGS.
So
Motion,
moved, Mayor.
Second.
Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Council members Cole,
Yes.
Maselli,
Yes.
Bowie,
yes.
Hodge,
Yes.
Rivera,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Thank you. With that being said, we're going to adjourn. Time is 11:18 a.m. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Great
Have a great
job,
night,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you, Mayor.